Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, friends? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name's Adam Vale, senior editor over at the Koalition.com, and I'm joined by my boy, Ken Burke, the Killer Bee. Remember the Killer Bees?
Wrestling? I do indeed.
I don't know why that just popped up in my head, and I pictured them too. It's been so long. But hey, we are back. This is Spartacus, House of Ashur, episode 6. Empty things, and we brought this up on the Fallout, but some people don't watch all these shows, so just I was out on vacation. I was out doing the Florida thing with the family and stuff, and tried to reach out. We got our contact over at Starz, like, hey, I'm leaving, can I get this episode early so I can cover it, and then I'll put it for embargo. Come on. The person already went away for the holidays also, so there goes that. So came back. Now we're playing catch up. So if you're seeing this and you're like, yo, you're releasing it the day before the same night as episode 7. Yes, we are. And then tomorrow we'll have 7, and then we'll be up to date, and everything should be fine in the world. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. We said it during the Fallout.
Happy, joy.
Yeah, happy New Year, happy all that stuff. Hope everybody is well, enjoying all the new shows that are going to be coming this year. We have some good ideas, stuff we want to cover. Don't want to say anything just yet, but we got some ideas. We'll see. And curious also. Just go ahead, put in the comments. Besides this show, what other shows are you people watching?
Yeah,
because this is very interesting. Because this type of show we've already talked about. There is no other show like Spartacus right now out there. So I know there's people that are watching other type of shows. But what are you into? If you're watching this, what other shows are you looking forward to come this new year? But hey, let's get into this. Malibu. I really
why are we Malibooing already? What happened?
I have to do it, man, because it's something about him. I feel like he deserves a bigger part on this show. And if you guys know, that's the one that was fighting.
You're a Malibu fan.
I'm a Malibu, American Gladiators. Shout out to that show. I wanted to get the audio, but who knows? I don't remember who owns the copies of that, and don't need the copyright strike.
First of all, we don't even know if people understand who you think Malibu is.
I don't know.
Gladiator and the Ludus. Let's just throw that out there.
Come on, he's the only one.
He looks like Malibu from
American Gladiator, who got hurt. Remember, there was like the cannonball thing. It hit him off. He hurt his back. It was a whole big thing in the news at the time. So anyway, every time I see the dude, the part of the Lotus over here with House Ashur, I always search anything. Malibu. But anyway, let's get into it. Achilia is banged up. Last we saw, she whooped the big dude's ass, and she took a whooping, and she said that she collapsed. I'm like, okay, now what?
Split her head in that fight. Man. Well, she didn't split it. The other dude did.
Oh yeah, that was brutal, man. That fight was brutal. I said this to someone in the comments too, because we got a lot of people that are like, oh, this is crazy, this is great, all this action. But the main thing that I enjoy is that, yes, she's a soldier, she's a warrior, right? She's a warrior. We know that she's a badass, but she can take a whooping. She's not perfect. You know what I mean? There's some shows where they introduce certain characters and they could do no wrong. They could
super mega ninjas.
Mega ninja. Yeah, they could do it with their eyes closed. I'm like, there's no fun in that. There's no fun in that. You want to see the person just take some hits, take some licks, but keep coming. And that's what we saw here, man. There was so many times.
That was what was good about the first show, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Spartacus was the same way. I mean, my man took a beating for 3 seasons.
It was a good show on, I think it was on Cinemax, called Banshee. Did you ever watch Banshee?
No, but you or somebody else told me it was really good.
That dude would take a beating, and almost in every episode. I mean, his whole face would be like a bloody mess. Everything, and then he's all cleaned up in the next episode. But man, the fight scenes, they had some crazy. It was a good show. Go check that one out also. But anyway, so yeah, she's there. She's all banged up. They bring her in to have a doctor check her out. The doctor, he's trying to see what he can do. She's screaming, all this stuff. Now they're back at the House of Ashur. They're back at the main house, and we see Ashur and Korris talking near the cliffside. He's hyped on the whole thing, but then he's like concerned at the same time. But he's like, "Did you see that fight? That was amazing." He was like, "Yeah, it was cool." But the doctor comes out and then he's like, "She's not gonna make it. I can't do anything." Oh, really? You can't do it? And I was waiting for the 300 T kick. We've seen a lot of T kicks. Even in this episode, we got a really cool slow-mo T kick.
Yeah.
But come on now, you're at the cliff. That's when you do it. That's when you're like, Sponge.
I kind of saw it coming too. He was like, "Oh, really? You can't do anything else? Well, come here. Let me tell you a little something." So he put his arm around them, walked them a little forward. And I was like, "Oh, this guy's flying."
I mean, then what good are you if you can't help? At least think about. It's a no-brainer. If I'm the doctor and I walk over to tell the owner of the house, "Hey, by the way, your champion's not going to make it. I can't help," and I see there's a cliff, I'm going to hold my thoughts. I'm not going to release that info. I'm going to like, you know what? There's some more meds back in my office.
Yeah, I'm going to go and get them, right?
I'm going to go get them. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go get them. And then I got my fastest runner. This dude could run track like nobody's business. I'm going to give him the meds. He's going to bring it back. Okay. Nothing else I can do right now, but the meds, shoot.
Yeah.
She's going to be flying high and running sprints in no time. It's going to be great. I got to go. Bye. But no, he says it. And then, like you said, he Ashur just throws him off and was like, there you go. Party's over. And he throws some more insults. He starts spitting at him. Right. Come on now. From New York, we know that's the ultimate disgrace right there. Forget about, "Oh, he called me this. He said about my mother." No, you spit at somebody. Oh, forget about it. I'm going crazy. But, he spit at him on the ground. He's at the dead. Then again, I'm still waiting for a comeback for the dude that he buried on the Lotus.
Well, he tripped over him.
Yeah,
that's supposed to go.
Yeah, he tripped. That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting to see somebody lose one of their sparring matches because he like that. That should be a reoccurring joke in every episode.
Yeah.
It's damn, I keep tripping over whatever the big dude is. That's there. You got to put him a little deeper because you can see it. There's still like a little lump.
There's a lump there. Yeah.
There's a lump. So, well, there goes that, right? That whole thing happened. And I don't know. Is there anything that you want to say about that part before we move on? Because
it was a good opening. You gauge the success of the Primus and Achilia winning. People are interested now, and they're already getting letters at the house that the number one lady, Red. What's her name again?
We're calling her Red. Yeah. I had other people in the comments too. They call it Red and a Brunette, which is
Red and Brunette, right?
Red and Brunette. So we'll go with that.
Yep. And both Korris is happy. Syrian's happy. Everybody in the house is happy. And then we are reminded.
Who's there?
Who's still at the house?
It's Caesar's wife. Caesar's wife over there having a good old time in the bath with
on in the tub.
And the freak. You got it. It's expected for the show. So no one should be surprised.
Yeah,
but it's just funny.
I'm just saying.
No. I know, but I'm sure. At some point, early on, and I'm sure people out there listening and watching it. So like, yeah. I like to surprise people when they come over. Like, hey, you want to go watch a good action show? Yeah, and then this pops up like, whoa, what are you watching?
Yeah.
But Caesar's wife is in there, and you got a brunette over there just standing watching like a statue. Like, I can't partake in any of this. You know what I mean? We saw her before when Red was doing her thing with Ashur. It was like, can I do this? Nah, go get us something to drink. Do fan us or stuff like that. Remember Rome? Did you ever watch Rome?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that? And I remember so many scenes where the people are getting their freak on and they have the servants just fanning them, like cooling them off. So at least do something. Come on, Messer. Make yourself useful.
That was the first series too. There was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, that's right. They did.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but before I do me a favor. Wait.
Yeah. But she comes out and she's doing the whole walk and it's like, oh, okay, you hit the gym. Respect. We see it. But she starts mouthing off about the whole thing. She's just in control. She makes it seem like this is her house. All this is her. It's like she doesn't.
I will say this. That actress is doing a very good job.
Oh, yeah. We don't like her.
I can't stand her. The whole episode is like, oh no, I'd push her off the cliff. Nope, no, I'd poison her. Oh nope, I'd stab her and stuff her in a case.
Yeah. She's doing her job because if you don't like her and she's not intended for to like, it's working.
She's not meant to be like. She is
she's
one
not.
royal pain in the ass.
Yeah. You know, so it's gonna be tricky to see how he deals with that. But anyway, we get Korris visits his boy Opter. They're hanging out at the house. You know, he wanted to thank him for, well, no, at this point, there's 2 visits, but he goes over to talk to him about all the stuff. Says he needs a doctor. Right? He's like, hey, do you know another good doctor? Because, you know, the other one slipped and fell. And,
you know, he told him he took flight.
Yeah, he took flight. You know, he bounced. And he's like, yeah, okay, well, we could do that. But then he comes clean about some of the stuff. He comes clean about working with Caesar to set up the trap. You know?
Yeah. And don't forget, that's how Korris got beat up.
Oh, he got all banged. He almost died. And he even said it. He was like, how could you take part in it? He was like, I didn't know he was going to get that rough. I thought it was just going to be, a little roughing up and not murder. They could have killed him. You know, so he says that whole thing. But then he comes off with this little line here.
This rose towards blood. Now I stand trapped as insect fixed upon web, and would see myself removed from Capua before spider returns with venomous intent.
You really like that line. You really like that.
I did. Well, don't forget, Caesar literally told him, like, look, last week you were in my pocket, but if you're telling me you don't appreciate what we did together, then maybe you don't deserve to live in the same city. And he didn't mean like you got to move. He meant live in the same city. So he knows he's in trouble with Caesar. So Operator is young and he's got the money to do it. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to pack house and be out. And he lets Korris know that Korris is a little surprised.
Yeah. So he's in a tough spot. So he's got to figure out, he knows he has to leave. Things aren't going to get any better for him. Yeah. But we jump back over at the house. Achilia more with her flashbacks. She's clearly seeing other images of fighting. But man, that last one, and we'll get into it, that was a rough one to see. But we're getting a lot of these flashbacks. She's screaming. There's another doctor there now screaming in Greek. Azur's flipping out. It's like, what the heck? We couldn't find somebody that speaks English. You know, no, well, he didn't even say English. Whatever language there is. In native tongue is what he's
common tongue.
Yeah, common tongue. Common tongue. Right? I should say that. I'm like, yo, you don't understand my Brooklynese? F you, man. All right, so there you go. But he's doing that whole thing. He's trying to figure out what this doctor's saying. We understand what the doctor's saying when he starts dropping the F-bombs and pointing out. We get it. He's basically like, get out. You know, I'm trying to deal with this. I'm trying to get this going. You know, so let's see what else we got going on over here. All right, oh, this is the big part because this is when Korris and then Ashur, once they head out, this is when Korris says, hey, did you know about all this stuff that happened to me? Did you know what Caesar was doing?
Ashur didn't reveal to Korris when Ashur found out that Caesar set up the pirate attack on Capua. So again, for the upteenth time, Korris feels like, you know, no matter what I do for this dude, he don't appreciate me enough to tell me the truth. Here's Operator telling me the truth, and the dude I work for and living in this house isn't keeping it real with me. So I feel like this episode, Korris really was just like, yeah, you know what? Screw the House of Ashur. You know, he felt like he had a duty to it, and he did, but you know,
yeah. So yeah, that's definitely the whole thing there. It's at this point, I was already getting the vibe that he was going to depart. That he's getting the feeling. I was like, all right, I see what's going on with Opter and then what he's offering. It just makes more sense now, especially now that he knows that Ashur knew about the holding. But then Ashur said, I didn't know everything, and I found out after the fact. Okay, so it wasn't like, oh, I knew they were going to do this beforehand,
right?
And so you just got to trust me on that. And does he? I guess so. You know, we get a quick glimpse of everybody outside. They're training in the Lotus. They're doing their sparring, banging around. And it's like, all right, we'll see what happens here. Because what we know is things are going to get interesting, right? Because we got the father and son talking about all this stuff. the father, as we saw in the last episode, had relations with Achillia.
Right.
This is going to develop, and the son, he just wants that spot because, as we know, and it gets into it, is that now they need a temporary champion. They need somebody to fill in until she gets better. Hopefully, she gets better. And so the son doesn't understand when he sees how defensive the dad is whenever he brings something up. He always got something to say about Achillia. This is the son, and dad isn't having it.
Well, I think the real difference between the father and son combo here is that the dad's old school. He fights for the House of Gladiators, for the glory of the House of Gladiators. Yep. And the son fights for his own glory. And he's always asking, well, why do you choose her over me? It's always personal with him. It's always about him. He doesn't fight for the House of Gladiators. He fights for his own glory.
Yeah.
And he can't understand why his dad doesn't want that for him.
Yeah, it comes up a little later on again with that whole thing. Really cool scene, man. That whole flipping the camera 360, that was awesome. We'll get to that. But so then this is where they're also informed, hey, this is what's going to happen. We're going to do another little battle tournament to find out who's going to be next in line to fill in until Achillia and the whole thing. But then, oh no, we got more visitors. We got the senator's wife over there with the daughter, with some of one of the other wives that's there. Of course, we got Caesar.
Oh, it's the senator's wife that we didn't like. Now, by the way, I like her more than I like Caesar's wife. So she's my second least favorite actress in the show. But it's Caesar's wife, the governor's wife, or her name, and the lady we're all kind of hoping hooks up with Ashur. Right, the one that lost her husband. They've been coy with each other for a few episodes already. So they're up on the balcony and they're looking at the gladiators, and they interrupt and they're like, "Well, instead of your stupid tournament, we want to select 3 of them and have them come upstairs and serve us." And that threw a monkey wrench in the.
Yeah, they picked their 3 that they want. And I was like, they got to go up and entertain them, And then I love this little comment here.
Not enough she commands Villa. Cornelia seeks to consume Ludus as well.
There's always the cliff, which you appear to favor.
Yeah, there's that cliff. Don't forget, we're
right with Korris.
Right next to the cliff. He's like, hey, you know what? I want to show you something. Let's just stand right over here. Whoop. Exactly. And then look back at everybody like, you saw her slip, right? You saw her slip. I mean, no, there's no way to get around it. Caesar's wife is going to be a headache. And I said this while we were watching it. The only way to really get her out of the way is to have something happen out of the Lotus, out of the house. Maybe she's what happened, back in the market, or she goes to a shop and they set something up. Either way, it's going to be messy. Caesar will find out. He'll bring someone in. Who knows? We don't really know how much he cares about her. Maybe he'll be like, whatever. I got another one. I just met some other chick.
Honestly, I think Caesar would wipe Capua off the map, probably.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, he already said it. Both of them said it. They think it's a piss poor town, that they're just there for the political reasons of being with the governor and a couple other people.
Yeah. There's a quick little comment with Ashur and Red. He's stressed about the whole situation. They also noticed that Metzia is just hanging out still around with Caesar's wife and calling her Dominus and all that stuff. And it's like, Red is like, no, you can step in. He's like, I can't do anything. What do you mean step in? You know what I mean? It's like, this is how it is now. And it sucks. So he had to explain himself to Korris. Now he's got to explain himself to Red. It's not good. It's a tough situation with all of this. I'm just surprised that she decided to. No, I guess where else is she gonna go? Because the part of me was like, she could go anywhere she wants. Why is she just slumming?
Caesar left her there for a reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting here.
Yeah, he left her there for a reason. He left her there so that he can control the situation when he's not there. That's all.
Yeah, because she also asked about how Achilia is doing and the whole thing, and he was like, I don't want to talk about it. Everybody's asking, and he's not giving anyone a straight answer, and he can't. He can't because he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going on. You know, so then we get the scene with the wives, right? They're all hanging out, doing their thing. You know, and that was, man, I just want to get into it. That was kind of awkward because, right, the wives are there, they're yapping about stuff. They got the guys in front and tell them, you know, take your clothes off, you know, drop trowel. Let's see what you're packing. And so they do, and they're like, okay, whatever. But then
pull the Missy Elliott. Let me see.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see what you're working with. And sees his wife, then glances at Jim. Was like, you know, you used to be a gladiator, right? You used to. Yeah. Back in the day. What do you?
Well, he touted his achievements.
He shouldn't have.
He made himself. Well, you know, I was glorious, and you know, a deity in the ring. And she was like, "Oh, a deity. Oh, really? Well, then you can get naked too." And he's like, "Whoa, I'm the dominus of the house." And she pulled rank on him. She's of a royal family in Rome. So she was like, "Yeah, but I'm heir to this family, and that outranks your title of dominus. So drop trowel, homie."
Yeah, and then not only that, even the senator's wife, because the daughter was like, "What?" She's like, "I can't step in. This isn't my place." Remember? She was like, "I can't do it because." The daughter was feeling a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, the daughter's there. She was crushing on Ashur too. Is crushing on Ashur.
Well, she's still, you know, she wasn't disappointed. So he drops, and I mean, we see the dude's in shape. We said it before. He's definitely around our age, and he's still rocking it. So shout out to him and to his personal trainer. They're doing a fantastic job. So, Yep. So she says, "Hey, pretty much, you look good, but you're running short." Just to throw a little shade on him. Remember? She just had to throw shade.
Yeah. She always has something stupid to say that one.
Yeah. So he picks up his clothes and he has the walk of shame. You know, they show it too. So he's like, you know, that's what I figured. Like, you know, it's kind of sad, you know, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah. So then he's in the back or wherever he's hanging out, and then the daughter comes, right? Because she said she wanted to leave. She's like, "I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna leave."
Well, right?
Yeah, you know where the room is. Yeah, I know where it is. I'll find my way. Right, but she goes up. She finds Ashur. They talk. He offers wine. She pretty much says that these women are, what was it? They're like hawks. That her dad was referring to them as just like birds of prey. He's like, no, they're hawks. Yeah, he was like, no, these are hawks around prey. They're horrible. And she was wrong about you. You know, and it's like, oh, and he's like, oh, well, thank you. Oh, that's great. And what's surprising, because he's giving him open doors, like, yo, walk on in, let's do this. You're in.
Every time they start getting the thought of being a little frisky, somebody steps in though.
But here he steps in, because then he says, I have to go see Achilia. Remember, I have to go attend her. He's like, oh, thank you, and whole thing. But he blocks himself. It's like, this was the moment. I was like, come on now. She just saw you right there in your birthday suit and says, hey, ta-da, I like it. No, I mean, it doesn't, you don't need any other signals. I mean, maybe he's not good with that type of stuff.
I think he gets it, but I also think he knows she's too valuable to everybody else in the story for him to just jump on it like that. He can't. He knows he'll mess up too bad if he does. It has to be done well, thought out, planned. He wants her hand in marriage. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. Well, he's playing. Maybe he's playing the long game. And he's trying to figure out.
Yeah, he's playing the long game.
But I mean, he had opportunities to make moves. But anyway, he says he wants to go see Achilia. She says, I'd like to see her too. And he's like, okay. We get a quick glimpse back at the Lotus. Now, Doctori, that's the father, right? He's over there doing his sparring, and he pulls the T kick. You know, he's doing the whole thing. And we get a nice slow-mo guy falling back.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the fact that we can do that on our phones. I do that every once in a while. You know, my kids are jumping or doing something crazy, and then I'll put the slow-mo on. I want to do that with almost everything. I want to grab something, just chuck it around. You know, I love it. Right? So that happens. What else did we get from there? I don't think there was anything else from that Lotus. I feel like there was something else that happened there, but no. Oh, that's what it. There was no hard feelings. I wrote this down. No hard feelings. That's one thing I do like, because people are like, oh, they're fighting. No. Remember, they're still using their wood weapons. This is still sparring.
Yeah,
you know, they're still all cool with each other. And when Doctori picks up the guy that he just T kicked, And he even says it. He was like, "Oh, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. All is good."
The one cool
You know?
thing about that the ending of that scene is that they do wind up down in the Ludus. They wind up in the room with Achillia, and the doctor starts talking Greek.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. Because there was one little thing, right? And I wrote this right after because it was a quick scene that Doctori, the father, goes up to Korris and says he wants to see Achilia. And he's like, why?
He keeps pushing it.
Yeah, he's like, why would you want? He's like, well, while you were out doing your thing, I was training her, we bonded, Come on now, Korris has to know something's up. He's got it. But either way, he was like,
he says I became her friend.
Yeah.
Which is kind of alluding to it. But yeah.
So so there you go. So then now, that's when we get into with Ashur and the doctor and doctor screaming all this stuff, and he can't understand them. And the daughter understands Greek and says, you have to put something in her mouth so that way she doesn't choke on her tongue. And it was like, oh, I'm sorry. You speak? Yeah, I speak Greek. And I helped my husband out. And when he was dealing with his affairs, we find some interesting things out about this husband here, because it was an arranged marriage. And the way they made it seem early on was like, oh, like love. Remember, she lost her husband. She's mourning and the whole thing. Now, I don't know how long. I don't think they said how long they were married for. But when you think of arranged marriage and something like that, it's like, I don't know. I've never been in arranged marriage. I'm sure you can fall in love and do the whole thing, but I feel like it takes longer. You're not starting from that point. You know what I mean? You're starting from the point. It's like, hey, this is a financial thing, a family thing, and that's what she says. It was more of one of those situations, but he was good to her. He was good to her, and I think that's the big point. Then, but she again opens that door. It says she hasn't really felt anything. She's been kind of dead inside until she met Ashur and Achilia and sees all of this happening. This has brought her back to life. Ta-da!
Well, it was a really big deal what he's doing, putting a female as the gladiator in the Primus. No one had done that before. And it gave her renewed hope that she could serve a new purpose in life other than just being someone's wife. And, so she feels like she's inspired by Ashur, which is a pretty important part of the conversation.
But that's good. And then he sort of, I don't know if it's the camera angle, it looks like he leaned in.
He was leaning in.
Yeah, he was leaning in. I wasn't sure because it's over the shoulder. Sometimes they look closer than they are. But then again, the doctor walks in.
And the doctor says,
exactly. Basically, I did all I can. It's in God's hands right now. Let her rest. And then they're like, all right, then there you go. Right? We jump back to the wives. The dudes are still standing there with just standing there, not doing
swinging.
Much, right? Just swinging. Now they said something. She said something to the effect that Caesar's wife, what was it? Go in an action pose or something like that. That
she's talking to her? Should we go get your daughter? And the mom was like, no, leave her be. And besides, I think she'd kill the mood right now. And then Caesar's wife got up and went over and touched all of them, and she was trying to arouse them. And it wasn't happening fast enough. So she told them all to stand heroically, which basically was the command to start.
I guess. Because that's what I didn't see much happening until the next part of that, because as Caesar's wife and the senator's wife are there, and she's trying to, Caesar's wife doing her thing. She's trying to connive and scheme and said, hey, you know what? Caesar's got somebody that we can marry your daughter off to. And she was the senator's wife. No, my husband's already got things planned. I can't overstep. What do you mean? You can do that. It's like, no, you're telling me no. And then she starts making a move on her. It's like, no, you got me wrong. It's like, no, I never get things wrong. That type of deal. It's like, oh, and that's when it pans to the three gladiators. And they are going at it now. It's like the show has now reversed, you know what I mean, of that scene. It's like, oh, here's the show to the left. Oh, wait, here's to the right. Oh, wait. Oh, no, let's go back to the left is watching the right. Uh-oh. And then we got, again, Messia, brunette over there, just standing there like, always outside. Always the third wheel. It's like can't get it. Any action, just standing there like a statue. Again, grab a fan, go get some good wine,
Do something,
right? Do something. Don't just stand there. But that was definitely an interesting scene there. Right. Where else this is where Ashur and Korris again talking about Achilia. They're worried. They're not sure what's going to happen. It's raining. I mean, I get all the concerns, right? They're going all in the show on this, but we know she's the main protagonist. She's not.
Well, we know as the viewer, we know, right, that she's the hero, but
it's not gonna like they're gonna do the swerve they did in episode 1 with the other dude that was acting like Spartacus.
Right. You thought
that was a swerve. That was exactly. That was a good swerve. Right. Like I know, the key art we all see, it's a killer, but they doesn't mean it can't be a number 2. That's a side story, and that's what it could have been. Right. So
then I think it cuts back to Korris visiting Apater. I think.
Is that's where we're at now? I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Korris goes to revisit Apater at Apater's house, and he finds Apater full-fledged packing and taking off, and he's like, I just wanted to give you something before you go, and he takes off that chain that he always wears.
He gives him a kiss and thanks him for the doctor. Yeah, and then he gives him that chain. Yeah,
and he gives him the chain. He tells him that's the first thing I ever bought as a free man. And so they start, being romantic with each other. And then he's like, why don't you just leave with me? Apater tells him, and he's like, I have duties to the house. And he goes, look, I hear you. Your sense of duty is respectful. But what if we gave something to Ashur that was of equal, if not more value? He's like, well, what would that be?
Yeah.
And then it cuts.
It cuts. And then we see Ashur in the office. Oh, he's flipping out. He's like, how dare you? We got Korris there. We got Opter there. They're like, what the hell? It's like, what? How could you do this to me? Why are you doing this? The whole big thing. And then this was at the offer.
And Ludus and all men contained within in exchange for but one of yours.
The Apater is prepared to offer Ashur his entire.
Korris stands a free man and can take leave upon fucking whim. Why part with such abundance to purchase what is not owned?
The cost comes not towards me, but assurance that you and I will part absent malice or retribution.
And that's a big part. That's why I wanted to play that audio. Because, we know the offer, but it's why. For a free man. Why does he have to do anything? And that was it. Because he was scared. And that was one thing that Korris told Opter is that I'm worried that Ashur, because he's got a horrible temper. And he'll come after you and he'll do something and we'll have problems. And he doesn't want any of that. But this was a big deal. He's offering him his entire house plus all the gladiators inside. Take it all. And that's how do you turn that down? Because you already had the whole plan out in your head. Go ahead and say it. Because you this whole thing, I don't think it played out that way. I don't think it's going to play out that way. But you had this whole thing. Go ahead, say it.
Well, it's just a more opulent estate. Apater himself is held in higher regard than the House of Batiatis and Ashur and Korris and these guys. So it would elevate the House of Batiatis yet more, right? And he would inherit more gladiators. So it's a no-brainer. Ashur has to take this deal. He has to let Korris go. He's not going to be happy about it, but it was about the only thing that Apater could have offered that wouldn't have made Ashur go off.
Now, does he get to, if this goes through, if this was to go through, does he get to keep his own house? He gets a House
think
Ashur
he
as
would abandon that house and leave it to Caesar's wife. I think
she's
he
not
wants to
staying
get
that
away
long.
from her so bad.
Oh no.
Well, why would he keep both estates? He can barely run one.
Well, we know this
costs money to run those estates.
Yeah, but we saw what happened toward the end when they make the arrangements and stuff. It makes it seem like he's keeping both of them. He's gonna have both. We'll get into that, but that's why I just want you to say your piece because that was an interesting theory with all of that. But we jump in with Malibu. He has one of his fights, right? He's going against the sun. Malibu loses. He just does a whole flip. That was kind of funny. It was like, oh, another slow mo. I love these shots. Everyone's always in frame. Nice, clear as day. No mistaking what you're watching here. Really cool with that. You know, we get a quick run-in with Ashur because that was the other thing that Caesar's wife told Ashur that he has to go tell the senator or try to encourage the senator that, hey, I'm setting up this wedding for his daughter with one of Caesar's guys, and you need to go and make sure he buys into it. So he goes over to speak to the senator, but they're both on the same page. They don't like the idea. They don't like Caesar. They definitely don't like Caesar's wife. And they don't want this to happen. Now, the senator, again, everyone's a little coy with certain things. I don't think he's dumb. He knows because he says, why do you care so much about my daughter and her well-being? What's in it? He's like, it's Caesar's. I don't like her or I don't want your daughter. She's a good person. From what I've known, she's a good person. I don't want her involved in that. And he says, all right, I agree with that. I mean,
he said, I want not for Caesar nor the serpent which he begs.
Oh, he throws a lot of jabs. He calls her all kinds of names.
Yeah, he was calling her all sorts of stuff.
He was doing it up wazoo. Like I could have made it. Maybe one day I will do it. I can make it short. I'll just grab all the little names that he said throughout the episode. And I'm sure there's more throughout the season because like every time they bring her up, he says it. I mean, he even said later on when he's talking to Red, he almost calling her Medusa. Right? Was it she'll turn you to stone or something like that? You know. So anyway, now
they come to an agreement. They're not gonna marry the daughter off.
Yeah, so he was like, go ahead and tell him that's not happening. Nope, not happening. So he's now walking the streets. This is Ashur, and then we see the pee bucket. That's you got to have a pee bucket. Whenever you show these period pieces, there's always someone pouring out a pee bucket from somewhere. You know, whether it's a second story or just coming out and right in the street, everybody walking, no biggie. Right now, this guy, I'm blinking on his name, and I forgot to look it up. But one of the other dude that's part of another house that has mini me.
Yeah, the Pluticus or
Plutic. There you go.
Something like that. Yeah,
something like that. You guys know, but Mini Me's crew, he's there. That guy there. Mini Me starts talking smack again, talking about Achilia. Oh, I could have took her out if I was in there. And then he's like, "Come on now, you're not happening." But yeah, the dude wants to. The house leader there wants to talk to Ashur. Gives him this offer, say, "Hey, listen, if she gets better." Then let's cook the books a little bit with this. Let's feed her some low end fights, and we can make a killing. We can do this.
Gladiators. He was saying we should partner up, and you can have her fight my not so great gladiators, and we'll just cook the books, like you said. We'll bet against her all the time, or bet for her, and make some money. And Ashur's like, look, you know, you dissed my house, you dissed me, you dissed my house endlessly until I just won this fight, and now you expect me to bend knee and thank you? No, you and your idea, because I already got a plan. And this is where I think he messed up.
He did,
and I thought when he said it out loud, I was like, you messed up. He tells Pluticus that he's going to inherit Operator, that he's going to take the deal and inherit Operator's property.
Yeah.
And Pluticus did not like that.
No, because he even said, you don't have enough coin. I don't need the coin. It's like,
I have that, which he desires more.
Exactly. Yeah. And when I heard that, I'm like, oh, Korris is going to die. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was going to be the other way.
I had a funny feeling he was going to crap the whole deal.
Oh, man. But yeah, he should have kept that info for himself, because that's bad news. We jump back during the sparring competition. Again, we're still up to that part where they're trying to figure out who's the temporary champion. Now it's up to father and son, right? Father and son.
The last two. They're going at it back and forth. We get this really cool 360 flips. Oh, that was really cool. Like the whole camera. I just pictured them grabbing the camera and just like twirling it around. It's like, oh, here we go. You know, really cool scene. I love the cinematography in this show. It's fun. It's just fun. Yeah.
And then that's when the son starts mouthing off. Why do you fight for her? Why? He's like, I fight for the house, like you said. I fight for the house. Stop it. Stop. He
Get
keeps
out of your
talking.
head.
Yeah, because he keeps saying, oh, it's her, or the woman. And it's like, stop it. She's the champion. She's one of us. She got the branding, remember?
Right.
That's it. Come on now. Let's just do
and
the chant. One of us.
she got glory for the house.
Yeah.
We're now in better standing because of her. Stop being a
Oh yeah. He's just still a kid. He's still a kid. So they stop. They're like, all right, Doctori wins. The father, hey, there we go. Everyone's there, of course, celebrating. But then we see that Ashur shows up, and he's like, all right, nope, things have changed. Son, you're the new champ. That's how this works. Father, you're a permanent Doctori. You're the boss. This is how it's gonna work. And thanks.
That's basically how he tells Korris, I accepted the deal.
Yeah. And you see, of course, he's got a smile. He's okay with this. So I mean, I don't know how much the other gladiators knew about all this stuff, if they even saw this as a possibility, or they probably don't know any of it, right? They didn't understand. They didn't know what's going on with this. But hey, that's what's going on. Right. But then once they go back in, of course, Ashur says, hey, I need one more favor from you. I need one more favor from you. And he's like, what? Well, it comes out to praying, because he was like, let's go see Achilia. All right. And then they go see Achilia, and they get a goat. He does a sacrifice. I don't understand the whole thing of needing Korris there for prayer, because I didn't see him pray.
I got you. So several times throughout this episode, when he sat down with the governor, when he had a conversation with Red earlier in the show, and then again with Korris, he's like, I as a kid prayed to the Syrian gods all the time for relief from all the bad things that happen, and they never did anything for me. So I don't believe. I'm not a believer, But here they are. He needs Achilia to bounce back. She's in this fever state, the fever coma, where she keeps reminiscing about
something,
whatever used to happen to her. And he asked Korris to be there because Korris is a believer.
All right, so he was just there to
he was like, maybe two of us, the gods will listen,
like a good luck charm,
right? And so he sacrifices the goat, then he kneels and he starts talking in Syrian. He was talking in Syrian, and Korris was standing there praying separately. And then while they're praying to the gods, they start doing the scene. Why don't you talk about that scene?
Oh man, that scene. Now, for the longest, we're seeing all these flashes, right? All these flashes, her fighting, Achilia, thinking, fighting. We're like, okay, she had a hard life. We knew she had a hard life on her way here, but man, we finally see it. We see that they grab a young girl. One of the soldiers or whoever it was, right? Was it a Roman? I couldn't tell.
No, it was so they were back in Africa. Yeah, and I think it was a rival tribe or something that attacked their tribe. I have the feeling that's either her daughter or her younger sister.
Yes.
She seems too young to have a daughter, so I'm gonna err on the side of a younger sister. But whoever it is, she cared for her deeply.
She definitely did. She definitely
did. And the bad guys were separating them and dragging one way and dragging the other way. And Achilia whips out the sword and the spear and fights her way back to the lady, and
she throws that spear. She threw that spear, and it's just when he turned while he was still holding the young girl. And in that shot, they show it. It goes right through both of them. And she's freaking out. She's screaming. And that was the thing we saw throughout the whole episode. She was just like, she was still, they said she wasn't awake, but she's screaming. You have to be awake to scream. It's not like she was in a coma. But anyway, right? She screams and she wakes up. And then the doctor starts like, oh, this is it. We did it. It's military. Let's go get gyros. That's right. I call it gyros. I don't know what some people call it.
Oh, man. Yeah. So Achilia wakes up. They're happy about that. That's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
And as the viewer, you're like, oh, cool. The champ's awake. She's going to heal. And then they cut.
They
to the next scene.
They cut to the next scene. Now, I had a feeling something was going to happen, not even before all the time, but just the scenery, because there was a storm outside.
Yeah.
And as we've seen in any show, whenever there's a storm and it's at night, something is going to go down. That's why I thought, oh, this is when Korris goes back on the road and then he gets attacked and then goodbye, poof, you're gone. But no, that's not what happens here. We're at Opter's place and no candles. What's up with that? Maybe the mini-me's had blown them all out.
They were all packed. The house was all packed. He's ready to move. And he literally says, I would take meal before I bed and leave in the morrow. So he walks into the kitchen and all the servants are dead and all the guards are dead and there's blood everywhere. And he knows he's screwed.
He is royally screwed. He knows, and they're pulling a little time bandits on him. If you guys know that movie, remember Time Bandits, the little people?
So the brothers Fraxis, right? That's
because she could hear them, but they're running around, and it's really great work here with the lighting and with the thunder and all that. Yeah, coming through. It was really cool. All right, it's dark, and he's getting scared, and he's like, I'll offer everything I have for my life, and we don't care about your life. It doesn't matter. So he looks, he sees a weapon, he reaches for it. They cut him on his Achilles or his leg. They show it.
Spear him through the leg,
That's it. They spear, and they show it too. Like, he drops, and they're like, everything looks bigger when you're down there, right? And they just start hacking away. So sad. I thought this was the end of the episode. I was like, oh, this is how you end it.
They could have ended it right there. It didn't go too much further, but yeah, I did too. But the point is, I think ending it the way they did was even a little better because we know now that ain't the whole Ashur inheriting Opter's estate is not going to happen now.
Not going to happen now.
Korris thinks he's leaving with somebody he loves and he's going to go live a life somewhere else.
Yeah.
That ain't going to happen.
No.
So we cut back to House of Ashur, the Ludus, and all the gladiators are saying goodbye. Korris, and it's a bit of a somber event.
But even that and this is why I'm going full circle when we talked before about if Ashur gets the other house, he's going to get rid of his house, because if he already made the father the new Doctori, and then he says, all right, I'm going to go with Korris to bring him, because he didn't just send him on his way and wave goodbye, he left with him. To go over to the other house. So this tells me he plans on keeping both of them, or he'll probably merge them. That's the one thing. Just merge them and weed out the ones he doesn't want, probably from the other house. But that's why
he's going to be able to step foot in that estate, because now Pluticus is going to say that it was Ashur that did it. Ashur's going to say it was Pluticus that did it.
It's
Caesar's just going to take it.
It's going to be a mess. It's definitely going to be a mess now. Well, that's what I'm saying. This throws everything up in the air now. It's all right. Well, it's not going to happen with the other plan of getting both houses. That's out the window. It's out the window now. He's not even now. Like you said, now this is going to be the blame game. Who did this? Who was a part of this? And then they could easily say, well, Korris, he purposely got close to him so that way he can kill him and cause all these problems. And see, Ashur had all this planned. This was all a setup, so I could see them maybe putting Korris in jail or doing something like, we haven't really seen any kind of a system like that where the Romans usually they have a control, and like a police system. We haven't seen
they definitely got a police state going on.
Yeah, they definitely have it. We just don't see much of it, and we could definitely see him up on a cross. You know what I mean? Like that could come back from when we saw a few episodes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see where it goes, but I have a feeling Korris is going to be, he's going to have a hard time more than Ashur when it comes to all this. He's going to be
brokenhearted, distraught, possibly blamed for it. He may even die because of it. I don't know. We'll find out. But I thought that was a pretty good episode. That was a lot to cover. It was some interesting twists into.
There always is. There's always is, especially with this show. A lot going on.
Yeah.
What's going on with Caesar's wife? What's going on with Mesa? The brunette. She's got schemes. Remember, there was some little things on the side where Red wanted more info because she knows she's hanging out with.
She wouldn't admit anything.
She's not. No, I'm not telling you anything. So now she has some value, to what's going on in the house. of course, with everything going on with the senator's daughter and Ashur, where does that go from this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is that going to be an issue? Maybe the senator's going to vouch for Ashur because he's like, well, he was just here. You know, I know he couldn't have been over there to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, with all the bodies and stuff, I mean, there's a lot. I can understand if it was like the one-off type of situation where Korris got caught in the street. Yeah, that was a robbery. They could easily say that. But this was a home invasion with killing guards and servants. You would need more than just one person. And it's going to be interesting to see how they post the blame game. And does Caesar come back for this? Or do they send someone else?
Well, he said earlier in the episode, Caesar returns upon the morrow for
probably
conduct business. Or
oh yeah,
so
that's right. It could be coming.
They're
back.
Expecting Caesar to roll in the next day. So
and then we didn't watch the teaser for the next episode. So if you're like, oh, didn't you see the teaser? No, we didn't see it. We just watched the episode and we jump on and we record and while it's fresh in our minds. But yeah, it was good. I enjoy it. A lot going on.
Yeah.
We know more about Achilia, at least somewhat. What's causing that rage in her. So we'll see. We'll see if she wakes up.
Yeah.
I'm assuming next episode she'll be up and talking and
hopefully up and about, right?
Yeah, and we'll see the father doctorial by her side, and then maybe the son will see it and put two and two together. I'm like, oh wow, she's my stepmom. I get it now, Pop. My bad.
I will say that as I sit here and do this with you, I think right now Spartacus is one of my favorite shows.
It's a good show.
I like
it's
it.
a good show. It's definitely a good show. What do you people think? People been sticking with us. What do you think? You like this show so far? All the comments we've seen been positive. I haven't seen anybody. I think one person was like, I'm not sold on it, but everybody else seems to be with the same consensus that this is a good show. It's got good action, good storytelling, a lot of
Starz has done a pretty good job with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They didn't screw it up. They knew. They were like, if we're gonna bring it back, we gotta bring it back right.
Right.
And they did so far. All right. So everybody, thank you. Continue, like, subscribe, follow, hype. Remember, we're covering the rest of the season. Yeah, we're a little behind in this episode. We'll be fine. We'll catch up and it'll be good. It'll be all good. All right. So we'll see you in the next whenever you watch it, the next day you'll probably see that the episode 7 is up there. All right, everybody. Peace.
See you next episode.
Yep. See you next episode.